Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Every college right now is in the present. It's my pleasure, really my pleasure to have this chance of presenting and sharing what I have learned from the EMI course in the National University of Singapore in this summer vacation. And my topic right now is before and after EMI program training and reflections sharing. Okay? And I'm the teacher from the Department of Statistics. Okay? And here is my outline. First of all, we need to learn, we need to understand what we have done before the EMI program training, and especially for my presentation. And then after, what will become after my training from the EMI program. And then some reflection I want to share with everybody here, including the topics of ICT, that is information communication technology supported collaborative learning. And next, I want to share about use any kind of supplements like case studies in teaching, in my teaching, no matter in Chinese or in English course. And then the last one is the pastoral approach, how it can be applied to my general course. Okay. So right now, before EMI program training, you can see the process we have been here, especially for my part.
The series was built on companies to put new ideas on companies you can see. No matter on newspapers or journalism or any kind of information position. I share here. So what is supposed to happen if I can follow that protocol? I have to say honesty. Are you sure? You are so confident? No, of course. This something that I don't know is never been tried.
Almost like this. So there are some drawbacks for my lecturing. It's about traditional classroom. The teacher stand on the platform and then introduction of the contents, and we will have some examples and exercise to illustrate. And then there's some question afterwards. But usually it's quite often that students have no responses, or I need to rephrase all my questions or all my purpose again, and react, and then quiz is the last ultimate or measures to do to find the feedback. Okay, and then let's see after the EMI program training what the effect I have learned again.
You are hungry events or accommodation for the class in this course. Then,
I use the Snake using this is the writing software to download all this process. Another way, it takes me
I know this is after because everybody was very different method. So you're getting the speaker.
That means this is a Google House student. Interesting. And they got
This is difficult. Yeah.
okay, good enough. Because I have many questions. That's why, yes, right here. So here, just like Professor Ramos, here is
the summary about what I have learned or improved my lecturing. I will do something before and after question to test students' knowledge of discussing a certain piece of content. I will do not only after but before.
Before, pre-questions.
Yeah, question. Everything will big word to raise the effect of the learning. Okay? And then more pair and group work to challenge students to engage more actively with the material. Especially for images can be used to springboard conversations. Or some stories with accompanied with some images.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Okay.
And very effective.
Okay.
And next, and then more pair and group discussions in rephrasing ideas in English.
Okay.
That's my requirement. You need to rephrase all what I have introduction during this process, and you're rephrasing in English. And last, so that we can help students build up confidence first before having to respond to questions through all the work collaboration. And right now I will share my work. And about this picture, what is the order for this, the whole process, including 3 words? Can you help me? Would you please?
3 keywords?
Gauge their knowledge, fill gaps in knowledge,
Yes.
ask questions to exercise. Or, so which one will be the first word I need to do in the class? After my explanation.
Questions?
Yeah, question. I want your answer.
You will start by asking pre-lesson
For
questions.
example, right now I want to introduce about the concept in this way. I want to find your feedback or want to get in you understand my introduction about my before and after EMI program training.
Right.
So here is another test for your understanding. For example,
So
you
you
run
want
out
to
and
It's
write
not a question. It's not a question, so you want us to,
order
put
the
them in
sequence
order.
okay.
for these 3 works. Which one will be first to be come up with your lecture? Which one? Gauge the analogy. Miss Alliance answer.
I think so.
And
That would be number 1,
None.
and it's number 2.
number 2,
And fill the gaps at number 3.
3, the last one. Any other answers to this question?
Our question will be fine to be the first one, is you can make them each a step. And then, when the students become curious, we can start to go.
Gauge.
Go.
Okay, and then, ask question probably again.
Yeah,
And the field gaps.
Right. Usually we will have the backward order or sequence. Ask question first to remind students what they are lack of, or what we need to introduce right now, or do some preview work, some exercise to recap what they have learned in the last class.
Okay, but so this
They are-
happens before your lecture? Where does your lecture go?
And then
This is
maybe the gap between our is very during this the process
Okay.
or the semester. So
And the
maybe
exercises
just
as we
introduce something
we
new
can relate it to our life.
so that I can get students' knowledge about the content they have learned. So we need to fill gaps in knowledge. So this is the sequence, and Professor Young has the right answer. Okay. Some is about the preview and the review. Preview and the review. And the next, some topic I want to say. So what I have learned about one-to-one coach, the Professor Colleen, am I right? Usually give me some, she give us me about some suggestion, very strongly about the concrete examples or images is very important, more important than your lecture, okay? And then get student analyze about through the group work and the feedback. And then next, we need to there explain the concept behind the real life situations. And then go back and throw to the students again. And then let them discuss with one another. And last, I have my rephrase. No, students need to rephrase all the concepts again in English.
Yeah.
Not my work, but their job. Right now, I want to share my reflection about this training, especially for the ICT supported collaborative learning, or some other topic who had been lectured by previous lecturer. Okay, by limiting the content scaffolding strategies to facilitate learning in content and the language. Integrate the learning, or motivating students' interaction and participation. Some topic is like Dr. Professor Young just taught. Or use cases or someone else, some other methods in teaching as my topic, and then engaging students through clear and effective language strategy, which had been told by Professor Wu back yesterday, am I right? And last, I want to share you with my experience in applying the classroom approach to improve the quality of face-to-face time. That means in the classroom. So about the ICT supported collaborative learning, usually including the Google Drive, Google Plus, circles, or teammates. Everything just has been done in the cloud drive.
Did you really do it using Google Drive and Google Drive?
Yes, you will see that.
In the class we're teaching it.
About the students' assignment or homework,
I usually
about the
do this,
reflection or feedback, they will do. Just like or e-learning, right? E-learning or e-learning, because our school has provided this kind of instruments, yes, or e-learning. About those has been learned during the EMI, okay, EMI learning program. We have, I still have not benefits from my teaching, so I use this saying, people teaches learns, okay? Like Jim, in my one class of master or graduate institution, Jim. Easy way to capture images and video live. Snappy. So I can download all the videos from the website. But with limited 5 minutes rather than a blurred recording for free. Some feedback because it's free. And the snapping, like John as Gene, so you can download everything here. But it is just has his limitation. Snappy here. Like this way. But he has no limit to download your video from the screen.
If it's expensive.
No, I use the free trial. I use the free trial. But it's good, long enough for my presentation this time. So I just record down everything, just try my best. dynamical PowerPoint. Dynamical. What's that? Usually I will click here to see some brief introduction about we are running our
To
time.
start creating a Prezi, first click New Prezi. Prezi's beautifully designed templates can help you express your ideas as a visual metaphor. When the template opens, first give your Prezi a title. Just click the text box and start typing. It's easy to add content. First, select a frame. Then from the top menu, select Insert, and then choose what you want to add. Images, YouTube videos, and even PDFs can be added in just a few clicks. Then use the transformation tool to make any changes. You can use it to move, resize, or rotate the frame. You can enhance your visuals with one of several options, such as image filters or red iron. The path on the left shows the order in which your story will unfold when you're presenting. To change the order, just click and drag a thumbnail up or down the path. Once you're ready, click Present and start zooming.
Zooming once you are at your wish. So in summary, zooming, the function of zooming and visually effectiveness and images, videos all can be applied to your presentation, and then co-workers wherever and whenever students can make the best use of this function. So it's a cloud-based here. And the meaning you can present from your browser, desktop, and iPad, iPhone, and always have the latest version at your fingertips so conveniently. That means or on the go. I mean wherever or whenever you want. And also synchronization across all your devices with easy. Or another already done or already designed templates you can use. And reuse at any time you want. And you always can ask questions from Prezi experts. So that in this way, we can engage our students more easily and they have the interest in your presentation or lecture. And the last one, the night tour, so that we can transform PDF file to PowerPoint, which we have in upload to the iCloud, so that everyone can share the PowerPoint from our EMI course. Okay.
So you've done that already?
Yes, already. And then transform. So it's just this way. Still, it is for free. Retry. And the next, I want to go into my topic about using case study, etc. in my teaching. Something like there are some topics like uses and abuses statistics in the real world. Very good and wonderful fabulous examples to share. Or activities so that students can practice what they have learned in the already done applet. Not only just Excel. Our chapter case study, which I will introduce later on. Or putting it all together, real statistics or real decisions. Another, the total comprehensive question problem to go throughout the whole chapter. And that's one technology introduction. For example, in this case study, or in summary, so a real world context and plus some questions to featuring all the situations into the actual data. And then will become to highlight the concept of the chapter. For example, about the United States Congress. we have these two tables. One for the members of the House of Representatives, including by gender and the political party. We have this contingency table, and another one for the Senate, central computer. And we have this table. And then I will ask you some question about these two tables. What topic in statistics can this case study apply to? How do you think? About the descriptive statistics over probability? Right. Because probability, the definition of probability could be from the first one, the classical way, or from the relative frequency as the empirical probability. So in this case, actually it's the case study for the probability chapter. Okay, probability. Okay, let's go back. Go ahead. Another example. Here's the time series for the year and the stock prices. For this P&G company's stock prices, and then for the year end, for the horizontal axis, and for the vertical axis is the stock price. This is the one plot over chart, and this is another way. You think these two graphs are delivering the same thing? So I have some question to ask you. Try.
Say it again.
So these are two time series charts for the year end, P&G stock price. And can you make the conclusion that these two charts are of the same? Is it just the same? Why? Why is that?
Because it only rescale
Mhm.
the vertical axis.
Mm-hmm. But the trend, obviously, they are different. There are a large increasing and dramatically drop from the highest point. And here it seems to be more modest. So, are these two charts are the same?
In numbers, you're the same.
In numbers. And another evidence you can go to
The
explain.
scales, I just say that they rescale the vertical axis.
Right, rescale, about the scale for the vertical axis. Yes, it starts from the 10 and 0, and there are 10 increment of 10. And you start from here to 40, and then the scale to every 5 of increment. Right, definitely right, because you are a good observer, not students. So we have, is that right? No, actually, they are just of the same. Okay, because different scale. So what's the relationship between these two? Relationship. Since they are of the same, what is the relationship between these two charts? Some hint about the benefits or advantages of credit, something like dynamical PowerPoint credit， 刚才我们介绍的那个 credit 一样，它最主要的功能是什么
To show a trend.
？Trend. Okay, let's go back to the credit. Just one merits from the credit. Which one can explain the differences between the two.
The second one is a visually
Visually explain, that's fine. Yes. How can we differentiate between these two time series chart? Right, zoom in or zoom out? Zoom in or zoom out? Which one is zooming from another or zoom out from another? Chart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Originally, the whole picture is like this way. And then we zoom in, become the scale from, starting from the body. Then we can see the whole tendency become much more exaggerated. Then you see the whole picture. So when you have seen in the whole picture. So that is something about abuses, misleading visually. This is very important idea to see the whole picture, not some portion of the whole picture. Because you will be manipulated by some person intentionally. Very important idea. And another case for here, Mark Twain is my idol. About the ethics, topic, and the statistics, like that. There's something very famous. There are 3 kinds of lies. Can you imagine, or you can create, or you can say, what kind of lies existing in the world? You want to try? Very famous and very interesting. Or you can answer. There are 3 kinds of lies. Lies means 谎言哦. You want to say?
Black line.
Okay.
Color.
Color line. Okay, you use color to differentiate the 3 kinds of lies. And the answer from Mark Twain is lies, then lies, and the statistics. Okay. Generalize and then manipulate the lies. Very harmful, then lies. Or statistics, more tricky. In this way. Very interesting. And I say, in short, even the most accurate statistics can be used to support studies or statements that are incorrect intentionally. Maybe you see the superficially, they are very accurate. Actually, behind the facts, there are some incorrect facts. Choose, okay? Or unscrupulous. People can use misleading statistics to prove their point intentionally. Okay? Misleading. Once they have designed from the very beginning to the end, then every statistic, especially for the numbers, they can be manipulated. Okay? Last. So we need to keep ourselves being informed about why. How statistics are calculated. Each time, once you have seen some numbers on the press, any kind of media, you need to ask the question, how statistics are calculated? And the second, questioning the data are ways to avoid being misled. Why the data? Why are the data? Why is that? The questioning, where is the sources of the data? The sources. Sometimes it's just not a randomly sampled data, not randomly. Maybe by the convenience, at your convenience to collect the data, or had been created in your experiment or some way. So always remember these 2 points to make sure you won't be manipulated by some numbers. That's so-called statistics. That is how statistics are calculated and questioning the data. Okay? It's another example for the access due to statistics. Okay? So last, I want to introduce my application of the flipped classroom approach to my general course. Excel for statistical data analysis. Okay, let's see. Oh, I put another wrong. Okay, just let me start in this way. Wrong 5. What is the flipped classroom? What is the flipped classroom? Which has been introduced by Professor Lang. What is the flipped classroom? Students, there are some options for you to choose. Students, teachers, classroom, or others. You want to choose one as your answer? Go to this question. What is the flipped classroom? Students, teachers, or classroom, or others. 3 of them. All of them are ought to be flipped in the classroom. Can you explain more? How?
就是 improve
Intuitively. Mhm.
time.
Okay. Usually the key point for the flipped classroom is that ideas. Now we want to reverse the order of learning and teaching. Not just teaching first and then students stay in their seat and then learn something. No, we want to reverse the order. So students can learn everything new at home, at their convenience, whenever and wherever. That's most important. So that they can get involved. Why is that? Why is the question? Why is the main point? I don't understand. Would you please then have some expectation go into the classroom, want to obtain some answers or responses from the teacher. So the motivation will become totally different from ever. So the order of the learning and the teaching will be reversed. So the classroom is not to be flipped. Student not to be flipped upside down. No, teacher, no. Just the order of teaching and the learning. Most important idea. Okay, the next. So which we do in my course, my general course. How can we do that? So I will ask students to preview online videos that's already put on the YouTube. And then preparation, their presentation next time in the class.
So they will do a presentation in the
Yeah.
class.
How? I will show you how. This is a great burden for them to see, to learn. They are reluctant to do this way, okay. And then oral question or in-class notes will be handed up. There are some drawbacks for this way to learn something. Oral question and in-class notes. And then, midterm oral presentation again, and the term project report will relate all the projects, all the topics we have learned in this semester. And then especially I want to emphasize the importance of collaborating learning tasks. Collaborating so that they won't be also scared. Why should I learn this? I can get the point at all. So I will see some ways to improve the drawbacks over some might be happens during their learning. Because we have all these instruments like Google Drive, Circle, Teammate, or Prezi, or especially for this condition, only 5 to 15 minutes for one topic to present. And one group almost consists of 3 to 4 members right now, currently. So divided by these numbers, we have obtained roughly 1 or 2, at most 5 minutes for each person to be responsible for their part
So you did a video or you video already?
already. And there are always some minutes in the parentheses to tell them about how long or duration for this.
So this
Topic.
video has been YouTube already.
Right.
It's not.
I have searched for a while, actually from the last year, only from the last year. I have done this way, okay, and they're very workable and useful.
So you didn't do the video?
Mhm. No, I don't, by the public video, because they have no access and no voluntary.
Okay.
Okay, I will show you later. And collaborate with one another constantly, which can be monitored by Google Drive and e-learning. Just you have mentioned it. E-learning very important. And then contributions, individual contribution, credits, comments, reflections will be evaluated individually. Not just because during the process you need to do the collaboration work, but you finally will want to individually to evaluate your performance for this course. During and after, let's do the example. So I have the worksheet that this way. There are so many topics from chapter 0, 1, 2, etc. In each chapter we have some topic to discuss, or I enlarge a little bit so that you can see more clearly. You can see that in the parentheses there are the minutes or duration for this topic. So they can choose at their wish. That's your choice. So you need to be responsible for this topic, for your group. So you can choose at your wish. So this is our so far. Now we have completed chapter 0, 1, 2, and then we will go further to the chapter 3. Very effective, because in my class there are the sample size, the class size is around 3, 4. So there are 11 members, students in my class. So just probably the size for the great pressure we apply to. So it's very successful so far. They have recognized my work. So for example, like this topic. Next, they want to present the topic here. 28. That they can separate the 2 sections. Not only just for one class. Okay. For example, when I click here, we can link to the website, YouTube, and you can see there are some.
Welcome to Excel 2010 Statistics video number 25. Hey, if you want to download this workbook, Excel 2010 Statistics Chapter 3, click on the link below the video. Hey, we're on the Sheet tab Topics, and we're starting Chapter 3. Hey, descriptive statistics, that's what we're doing here. Tabular, graphical, and numerical summaries of data. All right, so Chapter 2, we did tabular and graphical. Now remember, we have a huge data set. It's hard to make sense of all that raw data. But what we did last time was we did frequency distributions and the like, and various charts. So tabular and graphical, we're taking the raw data, organizing it in some.
You always can pause and then listen when you are convenient. Very convenient, so I'm glad to find this source, teaching material. Can I let you know?
Some way so that
This screen is not of mine, so I'm not familiar with how to manipulate.
useful information,
There's no icon here,
summaries
strange.
of data,
Strange.
creating useful information. So Chapter 3, what are we going to do? Same thing, descriptive statistics, but now we're doing numerical. So Chapter 3, what are we going to do? Same thing, descriptive statistics, but now we're doing numerical summary.
Oh, I see. Here. Yes. Okay. So I can go back to our PowerPoint. Very, very effective and interesting, and his tones very clearly. So students have interesting to learn something from that video. Just 1 or 2 minutes. No, not very long, very short. Yes, for each, yes. They are responsible just for 1 or 2, at most 5 minutes of presentation. So that's not so difficult in my point of view. And then we can see the feedback for this class. I have them to have some feedback. I can enlarge this screen again so that you can see. Oh, this is the name. I should. So from some students from the Department of Economics, they say we can take part in the class more actively and positively and be familiar with the topic which we choose to report, because that is your choice. Or we can practice conveying clearly and completely and repeatedly. And then the other students understand what we talk about. About this advantage, sometimes they just can't understand about disadvantage, just about can understand the topic. But I always tell them that you can ask me in the e-learning or in the class or ask your peers. You just stay aside, okay? You don't have to figure it out at that moment. You just can ask us in the classroom. That's why we want to the flipped classroom way of teaching, okay? And that's the problem. And besides that, we still have the advantage that promote English listening, learn how to express our opinions clearly, or get the main point without teachers teaching, as so-called spontaneous self-learning. Or through the discussion during the class will be less boring instead just student, okay? But I think this is the wrong way. Let's organize. Everything has been organized in this way. Why? So some opinion I don't agree with, okay? Or without watching the video, actually, I ask you to do that, okay? Or while some other groups are presenting their topic, you just need to take your in-class notes so that you will get involved in that topic, okay?
This course is EMI course?
Yes. Okay, let's go back to our PowerPoint. So far, it's so good. I have you so fulfilled. And other supplements to fill the gaps between the Excel and the statistics. This is the material I have to provide in the e-learning. And there are some sayings. I think, therefore I am, or I'm thinking before I exist, from Descartes. Or that means thinking about one's experience proves in and of itself inherently that I exists to do the thinking, or we cannot doubt of our existence while we doubt. So that the relation between these sayings, thinking, become doubt, so that we are existing. Okay? So this is my reflection for this class, the way of teaching. So I counted, so I retain. Another way to explain the sayings. That means we need to question first, and then we can go into the further steps of contemplating. And then the last lecture, the knowledge, the profession we need to do. So thanks for your listening. We are all surviving in this semester. Finally, and this is our class. Students are very happy with this work.
So what are they doing? They're putting.
We are in the 这个什么电脑教室，所以他们的 presenting 都是在课堂上，坐在电脑前面啊，我在操控电脑，他们就快报告自己，转换那个电脑。真的 they can present it and then
所以这个是demo 一些操作。
没有 the whole course will be sitting in front of the computer so that they can operate the computer, how to do
这
the
个是
Excel.
他们正在做，还是你授给他们看？
他们要秀给我们看的时候，都是个人各自操作，然后大荧幕放映出来，
可是每一个人那是谁的东西都没有入场？
各自的电脑，他们的功课都是各自可以放。就所谓的电脑工作室的话，就是这个好处啊，电脑室啊，所以他会操作电脑，然后呢有一个机器可以怎么样呢？切换这个荧幕，所以切换你要换你报告的话就换你，然后呢再换他，然后他们都一个放他们自己的电脑上面，然后报告，所有资源都他们可以操作，然后解释。就为什么要选择电脑教室这样做？这样才会比较方便，这是个课程，因为Excel是个主题。那我们现在只要进入到所谓的 descriptive 叙述统计的话呢，就简单多了，因为这只是简单的基本操作，但他们学会怎么样去学习，在他们的控制之下，他们拥有这所谓的自主权，而且我们不难，你临时准备都还来得及，中午休息时间都可以，对啊。
因为所有的东西都在
网络上，
面。
对，我都
所以你是带着他们从网络上抓资料来学习？
没有，我之前已经准备很久了，去寻找哪一个比较好，然后把它整理出来。
对对对，然后
就给他们，
然后就放在 e-learning 上面，他们随时都可以把它打开来看，然后key 就可以到那个对应得到的 YouTube 的地方。
所以上课的时候
YouTube 的 video 也可以 download 下来，我也告诉他们的工具了。对，所以他们可以用他们自己的电脑看，也不用一定要再上网。不用的工具啊，都是学生教我的。
你说那个 Snack
对啊，像 Snack 就是在研究所的学生，他们告诉我们的方法。对啊，学校学相仿嘛，对不对？He who teaches learns。最后我思故我在，所以说你想的话呢，你就可以学到很多东西。你只要有问题的话，刚开始的话呢 ，no pain no gain， 对我们的所谓 EMI 课程真的是很痛苦的过程吧。加上今天我准备也是到什么样的？连线到很晚，到凌晨，是让你很短一长的时间，包含download这所有的东西，转换怎么样呢？我可以用的 video， 还有模型的 PowerPoint， 我都做这些工作，都做完以后呢，我再整理，全部再走一次哦。但是重点啊，还有我觉得 crazy， 我有做部分的 crazy， 不知道你